The historic significance of the church is why it was named a basilica, and I think that's due to not only it being the first Catholic parish in northern Kentucky. It was established in 1833, 1834, but also because of its pure Gothic architecture. It's really a premier example of Gothic architecture in the Midwest, if not the United States. So it was built specifically by Bishop Camillus Paul Maas to be an ornament or something that would really bring attention to the Diocese of Covington. When Bishop Maas arrived in Covington in 1885, the cathedral was located on 8th Street between Greenup and Scott. And it was an older building. It had been built as the original cathedral, but it was a very modest structure. Bishop Maas really wanted something that would highlight Covington and really show the growth of Covington in Kentucky as well as in the Midwest. And so he wanted a church that would be of real significance.
But when he came here in the 1880s, the mid-1880s, his goal was to build a more worthy cathedral for the diocese. And a certain amount of the lore has to do with his struggles to make that happen. And the finances were really, really daunting. The Catholic community would have been poor immigrants, German and Irish immigrants. This was always more or less an Irish parish. But part of how he was able to get it underway in the mid-1890s and how he was able to bring it to more or less largely to its present state in 1910 was some assistance, significant assistance that he received from some families of Irish distillers whose names are on the windows in the Blessed Sacrament Chapel, and very fittingly so.
The O'Shaughnessy family and the Walsh family were both notable Catholic families in northern Kentucky. Both had made large fortunes in the distilling business. And so they were very generous donors to this building. When the building was completed in 1901, or at least the nave, the main portion of the building, the front of the building was bricked over. The bishop had run out of money, and there was not enough money to build the facade. And so when the time came to build the facade, the Walsh family came forward, Nicholas Walsh and his son James, and donated what is believed to be about $150,000 to finish the facade or the front of the cathedral. So those two families played a very important role in the building of this building. If you look at the early history of the Catholic Church, the first diocese was in Baltimore. And it covered all the English-speaking colonies, so it was a huge diocese. In 1808, the Pope decided to divide the U.S. into 4 additional dioceses. And the 4 cities that he chose were New York, Boston, Philadelphia, and Bardstown, Kentucky, which seems like an odd choice. Bardstown had been populated in the late 1700s, early 1800s by Catholics from Maryland who came across the mountains and settled in what is today Nelson, Marion counties. And so there was a large Catholic population in Bardstown in 1808 when that diocese was established. It was believed to be that the population in Bardstown, the Catholic population, was comparable to the Catholic population in some of the large cities on the East Coast. So it had a substantial Catholic population. Eventually, the Bardstown Diocese was moved to Louisville. So it is the Archdiocese of Louisville today.